Pokemon anime has officially broken the internet. Today in episode 119 of the series, we finally got to see Roy's Crocalor evolve into Skeledirge. After all of the development that both Roy and this Pokemon have had throughout the series, we finally got to see this evolution come full circle. The rematch battle between Roy and Drayton was very impactful. Not only did this allow Roy and his Pokemon to push their limits and prosper with their evolution, but the evolution also signified growth for both characters. The flashback segment was incredibly wholesome. Roy and Fuecoco were both starting their adventure together, and as time went by, they were able to learn so much about what it takes to be strong and also good companions to one another. When Crocalor's fire egg hatched, not only is this part of the concept of the Pokemon's design evolving, but it also has a deeper meaning showing that this little chick was able to grow into something special, amalgamating the whole evolution together. Their bond as trainer and Pokemon has now come full circle. What an incredible development arc both Roy and Skeledirge have had in this series. I love this evolution segment so much. They're gonna pop off against Spinal in the final clash, bro, and big GG's to Pokemon Horizons for finally making this happen. The next big thing to come out of this episode was the fact we finally saw Kieran make his debut in the series. Kieran was shown alongside his fellow Blueberry Academy League members Crispin and Amarys, now completing the whole group. I'm really glad we got to see Kieran. He looks wicked in the anime art style. Back in episode 117, Carmine did say that Dot reminded her of her brother, and we finally got to see my brother appear. Thank goodness for that. But with every reveal comes a price. So we have now seen both Kieran and Arven in this series. However, the issue is that neither of them spoke and have had any interaction with the gang. Neither of them battled anyone, and on top of it, they're just standing there like backup dancers doing nothing, bruv. I'm actually quite disappointed with this, because we've had a lot of involvement from all of the other characters from the Indigo Disc and Teal Moss DLC segments, and also the main plot of the Pokémon Scarlet and Violet games in this anime series, with these two characters not having any involvement at all. I get this anime series is showcasing a lot of different elements from the games and anime, and also some unique plots as well. However, it would have been really cool if we got to see them get involved in some manner. Maybe they'll reappear later on down the line, but I'm just a little disappointed, especially seeing as we've had two big battles where both Roy was involved and neither of them had any involvement at all. Let's now talk about Zygarde. The end of the Pokemon Horizons anime may have just been teased. I've already made 2 theory videos about my predictions for the ending of this series, so be sure to check them out. However, let's now talk about this new merchandise. Daichi-pan merchandise has been a well-known source to showcase new art of Pokemon that have been involved within the series, leading to upcoming reveals and also events including captures. For those of you that are unaware, Pokemon merchandise tends to be one of the most reliable pieces that can hint towards leaked information and upcoming events in the Pokemon anime. As you can see, we now have the first look at the shiny 100% complete form of Zygarde. Amethio is currently the trainer who has this Pokemon in his possession. With the way the story is coming to its climax, it could be now that it has been officially confirmed that he will have the 100% complete shiny Zygarde in his possession. We've seen numerous examples of how merchandise has linked to new events in the anime before, and it looks like my 2 original theories may become canon soon. I'll put a small segment of the Zygarde topic in this video now so you guys can get a better context specifically about this Pokemon. But let's now talk about the 4 hero Pokemon that will shape this arc into something special, the first being Rayquaza. Rayquaza is a very special Pokemon already. It was Lucius's partner Pokemon and the leader of the 6 heroes. Being the super ancient Pokemon that Rayquaza is, its power levels are one to be tested. However, there could be something bigger to come from this Pokemon in the future. As the series has progressed, we are slowly starting to learn that Rayquaza weighs a lot of importance to some characters. Roy's dream was to encounter and catch the legendary Pokemon, and it's also been confirmed that Uruto shares this goal. The rivalry between Roy and Uruto is quite friendly, and we learn that whilst Roy is focused on overcoming the Rikorian calamities, he still wants to meet Rayquaza again. Here's how I think Rayquaza will return. With Rikorian proving itself to be a dangerous alien substance that can be defeated thanks to Pakago's purification and Mega Evolution, I reckon Rayquaza will be the key to overcome Rikorian. We've had various hints of Rayquaza teasing its Mega Evolution capabilities, and now that Mega Evolution is once again prominent in the anime, I reckon the Pokemon will return and use Mega Evolution to destroy Rikorian and stop Spinal. Rayquaza and Pakago have a very good friendship, so both of them combining forces together would definitely be the way to overcome Spinal. Rayquaza is also the mediator Pokemon in this series, and with its immense power yet to be explored, I reckon we will see Mega Rayquaza stop the 6 heroes from fighting with Spinal and also overcome his malicious plans once and for all. Roy always wanted to be like Lucius, inspired by his ancient adventures and Rayquaza especially. Rayquaza has trusted Roy in the past as well, and seeing as Lucius wanted to find trainers worthy of inheriting his hero Pokemon, I think he'll be the trainer to fulfill this Pokemon and its Mega Evolution in the series. Next, we have Zygarde. Zygarde is another very interesting Pokemon. Originally the partner Pokemon of Gideon, Zygarde would fight against its trainer's side whilst he wanted to commit his work in uniting Pokemon and people together. Zygarde is known as the Pokemon that protects the ecosystem, so initially seeing it go against its ideology and fight with Gideon back in Rakua was quite the shock. Gideon was making the good Pokemon turn bad, and this was not on. Zygarde became Gideon's partner because of his wish to bring happiness to Pokemon and people at the time, sharing the same ambition. However, after what happened happened in Rakua, Zygarde ended up leaving Gibeon due to his malicious intentions. Despite Lucius believing Zygarde joined Gibeon in the fight one last time in an attempt to show him what true bonds are capable of, the Pokemon still left as Gibeon lost his way and did not see the true meaning of this. Now this is where things get very interesting. Amethio is a big character in this series, who started off as someone wanting to make his grandfather Gibeon proud. Lost and unsure what goal he wanted to follow, Amethio ended up getting banished by his grandfather due to Spinal's lies. He later on then became the anti-hero and fought against his grandfather, gaining his appraisal and vowing to then fulfill his grandfather's original goal of both helping Pokemon and people. In episode 92, we discovered that Amethio was missing, and Hamba tasked both Zerk and Kono to use the Zygarde Cube to not only find Zygarde, but also Amethio. Just by learning these details, I believe that Amethio could inherit Gibeon's Zygarde, push it to its final power level being the complete Zygarde form. The ultimate form has power that is beyond imaginable, and with the power of cells and cores, it could very much also help Rayquaza in the fight against Spinal. Ricurium is spread across various regions and is said to be an alien substance that affects Pokemon and their habitats. With Zygarde being the protector of the ecosystem and acknowledging both Amethio and Liko during their fight, I reckon it will help Amethio fulfill his grandfather's legacy. Both Gibeon and Amethio deep down have great hearts, and this is the perfect way for Zygarde to join forces with his old partner's grandson to overcome the threat that lies ahead. Will we see a Mega Zygarde? Who knows? But now we have Pakugo. Pakugo has proven itself to be a strong Pokemon despite its size. Having the power to purify Ricurium and reach new heights of power with its stellar form, it's evident we are going to see it return in this form as well. The recent episode showed that Pakugo can still purify Ricurium in its terrestrial form. With the way the plot is going, I'm unsure if Pakugo will reach its limit and maybe have to revert back to a pendant or sacrifice itself due to the danger ahead. He has always protected Liko from day one, and I have a feeling that in the final battle, maybe it will do this one last time. Pakugo was a Pokemon originally in the care of Liko's great-great-grandmother Ristal. Being a descendant of Liko and meeting back at the Crystal Pool, she entrusted her to look after Pakugo, a Pokemon that has been in the family back as a pendant for over 100 years. It was evident that Liko is going to catch Pakugo, and I hope she doesn't have to say goodbye to him. The way it uses its power and essentially shines to overcome adversaries reflects heavily on Liko, as after finding her way and learning how she can overcome any challenge with Pokemon by her side, this has helped her to develop into a very confident character. So due to this, Liko will work alongside Pakugo to help it reach its true power again in the form of Stellar, to then overcome Spinal in the final clash. The past about this Pokemon has weighed so much importance, and with Ristal passing down Pakugo to Liko, this will shape the future of the series to come. The final Pokemon is one I didn't think I could implement into the story. After looking a little deeper into this series with some existing clues, I think it may work in the narrative. The final Pokemon that could help the rising Volt Tacklers overcome Spinal is Zeraora, specifically Shiny Zeraora. Zeraora is a Pokemon that at the time of this video hasn't appeared in Pokémon Horizons. However, I think I may have come up with a decent plot point on how it could be implemented. Let's get the simple stuff out of the way first. Mega Voltage. The title of this arc has many viewers question if it has any significance to the mythical Pokemon. Of course, when we hear the word Voltage, some viewers instantly think of this Pokemon, but personally, I don't think the title has any relevance. And besides, with the word Mega being before it, we can clearly see that this is just more akin to the Mega Evolution mechanic. So why did I choose Zeraora? I think there will be one person that can use the power of Zeraora, and that is none other than our goat Friede. Originally a professor at Exceed, Friede devoted his life to learning more about Pokemon, and after coming across Cap, the pair became partners traveling the world to seek new adventures. With Friede disappearing in episode 89, and many wondering if he's still alive, I reckon he is going to return live in the flesh with this Pokemon. I also think there will be a connection with Zygarde and Amethio. If we examine Zygarde and Zeraora, we notice how their shiny sprites correspond with the white colour. One detail I was quite fascinated about, that eventually also led to me choosing this Pokemon. I know many people think Zeraora will be a big Pokemon in the Legend ZA game due to the format of its name, but I think the anime will do a great job at introducing this Pokemon. My theory is that during the time Friede and Amethio both went missing, Zygarde went out scouting for Zeraora. Based on the god of thunder Zeus, and having the power to travel at lightning speed, I reckon Zygarde tried to make Zeraora its ally to help overcome the calamity ahead. Zeus is the king of the gods in Greek mythology, and is also primarily known for his power, control over the sky and weather, and his role as the upholder of order and justice. In Pokemon the Movie 21, Everyone's Story, Zeraora was a Pokemon that protected Pokemon that became hostile to humans. Being a protector already and learning about how to bond with humans to achieve goals, maybe Zygarde influences Zeraora to join sides with it. Of course, we can't guarantee Zeraora would do this, and I'm just putting the plot of M21 into practice if the writers decided to follow a similar concept to that. I know the movie and this anime are in two different timelines, but I'm just piggybacking off the idea as it could work. With Friede wanting to learn more about Rakorium, maybe he came across Zeraora and learned more about it too. Both Friede and Zeraora are individuals that are willing to put their lives before others. They are a perfect pair, and maybe they could unite as one. With Friede being Cap's trainer, an electric type Pokemon, maybe he grew a connection with Zeraora and understood the Pokemon. It could have reminded him of Cap as well. He wouldn't be replacing Cap, of course, and besides, Cap can just go back to Friede afterwards, especially seeing as Roy is now its guardian trainer, who too now currently has 2 electric type Pokemon already. I reckon the shiny Zeraora will side with Friede in the rise of Volt Tacklers to help Zygarde, the protector of the ecosystem, Rayquaza the mediator, and Pakugo the shining light to stop Spinal once and for all. I really could be clutching straws with this one, but I truly reckon that the new ally could help the gang to save the world and make Pokémon Horizons the best anime series yet. Even if Zeraora didn't get introduced, the existing trinity of heroes can surely overcome Spinal. But with the way Spinal is seeking world domination, Rakorium is affecting more and more Pokemon, and with him also being in possession of the 6 heroes, there is surely going to be the need for as much firepower as possible. I don't know if we're going to see Zeraora get some special treatment in the anime like a Mega Evolution, or something I don't even know. But I reckon this Pokemon will be definitely coming forward soon. Liko will have Pakugo, Roy will have Rayquaza, Amethio will have Zygarde, and Friede will have Zeraora. This could be the true ending of Pokemon Horizons to come. Finally, we have episode 120, which has been titled Dot and Penny's Top Secret Mission. The 2 girls are going to infiltrate the Explorer's Exceed base, and from what it seems from the preview, it could be that Gimmighoul will be evolving into Gholdengo. The Pokemon ends up getting lost and it drops all of its coins along the way, so by looking at this context, it could be that during the battle against the gate, it will finally evolve into Gholdengo. Dot's Craxwell is the only starter Pokemon left that is yet to evolve, so I wouldn't be surprised maybe if they do like a double combination of evolutions in this episode. But for now, I think it's just going to focus on Gimmighoul, so be sure to stay tuned to see if it will evolve into Gholdengo. I'm telling you now bruv, Pokemon Horizons is definitely charging up, and the ending of this series could be upon us very very soon. All of these new events that have been revealed could be related to the ultimate climax that is going to come very shortly, and if everything that we've mentioned today does come full circle, then it's going to be one thrilling ending for this series. As always, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave the video a like, and subscribe for more Pokemon Horizons coverage and Pokemon anime content.